The delivery guy dropped off a parcel from Home Depot seed program, and this is the Traffic Master gym modular flooring. You're supposed to use it in the weight room. It's rubber. It's made in the U.S. It weighs about 23 pounds. You get 6 tiles, which should cover about 14 square feet per box. So let's take a look. I'm a little surprised that basically they just shipped it in the box that it's displayed in. But it's rubber, right? How much damage can you do to it? Has a little bit of blue in it. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. And it smells like tar. It's not a very strong odor. At least, but it's cold outside. So maybe when it warms up, it'll start off-gassing. These are the corner pieces. So here, let's take a look. It should fit something like that, right? So that'll get you around a corner and it'll trim up your sides. So I don't have a weight room, but what I do have is a hard concrete floor in the garage. And at the moment I have just this mat, but it'd be nice to have something that's a little cushier that I could use when I'm working on projects and just need to take some stress off the old feet here. Anything that I can put together that'll work in this area will be a blessing. So we're going to put some of these tiles together and see if they'll do the job. We're looking at a back side of one tile in the front. And then here are the trim pieces, side, and you get 4 corner pieces. This could end up being excess depending on how you've laid these out. Right now I think I'm going to try to build out just a section going across the tool chest and maybe bringing it back so I have 2 squares. We'll see how that works out. Standing on the material, it doesn't give a lot. It's firm. It definitely will insulate from the cold cement floor, which will be nice. It's got a little bit of cush to it. It's definitely better than just standing on cement floor. So let's start putting it together and see if it has issues. You got to make sure your floor is clean, that there isn't junk on there, because it probably transfer the shape of that. And thus you wouldn't put this on wooden floors, I don't think. This does have a strong odor coming off of it. Again, it's not overwhelming because it is cold in this garage, but it's an odor of tar and maybe like an ashtray is what it reminds me of. As you see, these don't just drop in. You sort of have to coax them into position. And I guess it's because it's rubber and, it wants to take whatever shape. This product is made in the USA. I don't know if that means anything other than, you're employing people here in the States, but as far as quality, I've had some really good stuff come from offshore. So now you see it wants to raise here. I've heard complaints about odors, and I would imagine that in the summer, this would probably really smell bad, but I would imagine it's also not going to be for long, as it'll off gas. I also heard that there are problems with color matching, which I'm not seeing, and also with the pieces not matching well in height and in cut. But when I look down at this, it looks pretty seamless. I do have a No, thought I had a depression there, but I think that's just filling itself in. Anyway, so I'm gonna add another trim piece, add another tile. So I put in a straight trim piece. And again, it's just a lot of futzing around with your thumbs and forefingers. Then we add one section of tile, and then just start all over again with just sort of working it in. It's basically just moving the rubber tongues and grooves back and forth until you get it to become flush. Nothing really hard about it, but you know, it's just a little bit of work. The color flakes in this are said to be blue by the manufacturers, so that's what I call them. Though in this light, maybe it's a little turquoise. You get, with the kit, you get 6 straight edges, 4 corner pieces. Again, we're at about 14 square feet. Gotten down to the corner. Going to add a corner turn to this. Made out of recycled rubber. Comes with a 5-year warranty, although there was no information on how to deal with warranty issues. I did notice it is a Home Depot product, Traffic Master. So I guess you just go to the Home Depot store and deal with them directly. And by the way, the thickness of this is about a little over a 1/4 inch. They call it 8 millimeters, but about a 1/4 of an inch or so is what it is. Okay, it looks like I'm only going to be able to get one section of tile down because just don't have enough material. Because I'd like to have this area also protected. And what I'm discovering is that I can do 3 tiles here, but I don't have enough edge material to do the perimeter like I will on this one. So this will have the kind of ugly teeth thing, but you know, I only need that much to stand on. So it's not going to be pretty, but note that this is probably best if you just take this section and you add it here, and then it should trim out to a rectangle. And that's the way they have it designed. Obviously, you can buy more boxes and build out bigger, but this is what you get with one box. So single row, or you can go double row. If you go double row, then you can trim all the way around. It'll be nice and rectangular. If you go single row, you'll be able to finish that one off, trim that out, but you won't be able to trim the second piece. Okay, after less than half an hour, we have a nice rectangle strip there. And then what I salvaged to use for the other part. You can see the tile. I mean, it's not totally invisible, but it's mostly invisible. I mean, you know, maybe you could see that there. And depending on its usage, that may disappear. I'm not really noticing, you know, like gaps where you're seeing through. It's just that, you know, it's rubber, it's been cut, and it's so it doesn't feel like there are level changes. I would say in the summer you can definitely do this very, very quick because it'll be more pliable than in the winter. You know, occasionally I feel a little high spot where one section meets the other, but I don't think you could, there, you can see it there. So you may want to just tap it with a mallet to help it out, but I don't see that. It's not a tripping hazard, so I don't see that as a problem. yeah, feels good to the feet. Colors look even. You know, I think the way they're doing this material with the blue flakes in it, it tends to work out nicely. And I don't have any complaints. I mean, the fact that I don't have enough material to do 2 strips, well, that's on me, because I could get more trim by buying another box. You can't just buy trim by itself. But as intended, you know, I could have done another complete row and had a nice section here, but that wasn't going to serve my purposes. But again, it's not really designed for what I'm using it for. It's designed for a weight room. Again, up close, it has a really nasty odor to it. I would think in the summertime, I would have probably put this outside and just let the odors off gas before doing an installation if I was doing it inside a room, or at least put it in a room where you can vent with windows and a fan. It's going to work out well for me. It's going to keep me from getting too cold in the winter, and it'll take away the harshness from standing on cement, which is nice. So I give it a 2 thumbs up. You know, complaints, trim pieces should probably, I don't know, optional, but then I'd want trim pieces with the kit, so yeah, they should probably allow you to buy just trim pieces. But that's my problem for the way I'm putting it together. I think most people will be happy with this product unless they're really, really sensitive to odors. But again, I think with time, that will remedy itself. If you found this video interesting, educational, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, please subscribe, and as always, thank you very much for watching.